Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another Gnarlo Unboxes. Today, we are going to be taking a look at what's inside Pandemic here. This is the board game version of Pandemic. Y'all have seen Mindfiend and I play a game of it on the tabletop sim. And as always, the thing about it is that I do not play games on tabletop sim unless I have the actual physical copies. As a general rule. Now, it's like if I'm interested in a game, I will download, if one exists on there, I'll download the copy and play it, or go to one of the, what is it, Tabletopia, I think's the other site that has a bunch of games on it to try. And I'll play a brief game to see a test game or two to see whether or not I like it or not, and then go out and buy it. But yes, I don't make a habit of downloading and playing games on tabletop sim, and you shouldn't either, just because, once again, these things cost money. Now, the developers and all have a right to feed their families as well. They want to feed their family and keep a roof over their head just as much as I do. So we're looking at Pandemic today, the lecture for the morning over with. As you see, I've been busy sleeving cards here. The little sleeves up here I've been using for my Zombicide games. I've got most of the Zombicide done now. All the basic sets done, all the little expansion boxes are done, and I've just started on Prison Outbreak, so those should go well. And I got the cards. These larger cards here are the ones that I'm going to be using to sleeve Pandemic and a couple of other games. And they came from Rocking Bee Games, who a great price, great shipment. They got them to me quick. And they also included a strawberry flavored Twizzler in the package. I mean, not only are they quick, but strawberry Twizzlers are my favorite favorite flavor of Twizzler. So it's like they're psychic as well. All right, here's the box for Pandemic. As you see, it is a game by Matt Leacock. You got the various characters on the front, the medic back there, the scientist up front. Looks like the contingency planner and probably the builder there. You see like the airlift going on in the back. And it says International Award-winning game. It has won a number of awards. From Z-Man Games, Can You Save Humanity? Let's take a look over at the back of it here. You see, treat diseases before they spread, meet up to collect cards, discover the cure for the disease, cure all 4 diseases to win. But wait, every turn new infections appear and outbreaks might occur. Can you save humanity? This box, as it came out, it was the later edition, had 2 new roles, as you see, the Contingency Planner and the Quarantine Specialist. Haven't played with the Specialist. Contingency Planner is real nice. You remember those event cards you saw, like the airlift. The Contingency Planner can grab, like the cards, once they're used, he can grab them and put them underneath his card and then use it again. So you get kind of a second. If you want 2 quiet nights, he can give you 2 quiet nights. And as you see here, ages 8 and up, 2 to 4 players, and about 45 minutes. And that seems to be about right. All right, we're going to flip it over. We're going to pop the top, and then we're going to take a look at what is actually inside the game box here. So we will be there in just a second. Okay, we've opened up the box. Just inside is, of course, the rules pamphlet here. In the spirit of modern games, it is how long? It's only 8 pages long, plenty of illustrations. Y'all have seen us play it. It is not a difficult game to play. Plenty of illustrations. The difficulty lies in the puzzler. The difficulty lies in there's always so much to do and so little time to do it. So many ways to lose, only one way to win. As you see the roles here, the Contingency Planner, the Dispatcher, who is a very good, and I played with the Dispatcher once, or did Mindfiend and I. Yeah, Mindfiend and I. We played with the Dispatcher and the Operations Expert up here. They make a great thing. Dispatcher can take you and move any pawn anywhere. An Operations Expert can build research stations without having to give up cards. Told you about the contingency planner. You got the quarantine specialist, which I've never played with, the researcher, the scientist, the medic. Wonderful stuff, wonderful stuff. And as I said, only 8 pages. Modern games are like that, you know. You still get the war games that you see with the war games that you see that have the 20 and 30 and 40 page manuals and stuff. But elegance is where it's at. Elegance, as they say, is where it's at. Where it's the trying to make the rules as simplified and easy to understand as possible. All right, I'm going to lay out the board next and see what that looks like. And there is the board for Pandemic. As you see, not nearly as large, fits on my table quite well. Plenty of room. You could sit around this table and play it very easily without, it's not like the War of the Ring or the deluxe edition of Ticket to Ride where it covers the entire table. You've got plenty of room around it to lay down your cards and your character and to have the various bits and bobs that come with the game. See, quite nice. Looks just like the one that you saw on the videos from Tabletop Sim, except there's a few less scratches and scuff marks and everything on it, being that it's totally brand new out of the board. So there you go, brand new out of the box. Let's take a look at what else is in there. Oh, one thing with printings you have to be careful. As you see, Sao Paulo and Lagos, there have been some misprintings. Some of the copies do not have this line here. That line is supposed to be there so that you can travel back and forth, and more importantly, so diseases can travel back and forth. Otherwise, the yellow infection doesn't have a pathway to get into Africa. So, yeah, be careful. If you've got a board that doesn't have that line, just draw it in or ask for a replacement or something, because there's supposed to be one there. See what else is in the board. We have a couple of decks of cards. As you see here is the epidemic cards. And I would imagine maybe the player cards there with the cross on the back of them. Still shrink wrapped in the plastic. Like I said, they'll come out and they'll get some of the sleeve treatment here in a little while. And then next up, these are the infection cards. These are definitely an infection card. You see the biohazard, they look just like the ones that you would have in the tabletop version. So the infection cards go right up there. The player cards here go right down here. I imagine that the roll cards and all are probably in that deck as well. All right. Also in the box, we have bags in bags in bags. Quite nice. Board gamers treat. Bags and bags. Let's open them up and see what we have. And here we are. There are all the different bags that came in the big bag. First of all, you have here the little white buildings. These are the research centers that you can build. And obviously one of them start the game always starts over here in Atlanta. Always starts right there on the CDC. Next up, you've got 4 bags with the diseases. You've got the blue disease. You've got the black disease, you've got the red disease, and in this game, you've got the yellow disease. As we said, we haven't popped the plastic up there, so I don't know if these cards have yellow or green for it. If you remember, the discrepancy we kind of had on the other one, just like we had. You see Montreal with the card, and the other game said Toronto. So that was a little bit strange as well. Next up, you've got the bag with the various player pawns, each one color-coded to the roll card that it takes on. And then finally, you have right here the tokens. As you see, these are the infection and the outbreak tokens, and then you have the cures. As you see, the cures, let me pop them open right quick. Wonder if I can do this one-handed. I could not. So, there we go. We will dump them out. There, as I said, you have the little cure things. When you come down here, if you cure, let's say we cure the blue disease, at that point you would put that on there. Then if you eradicated it, you would flip it over and show that it had been completely eradicated and wiped off the board as well. So very nice, very nice. So there are your components. Like I said, a very simple game. Quite a bit in the box, but not more than you actually need. Now, it has a number of expansions. I believe there are 3 different expansions that come with Pandemic, and the first one is called On the Brink. On the Brink adds in mutations. We will play with these as we get better at the game. Like I said, we've only had 2 games, and we won one on easy mode and lost one on heroic, which is the hard mode. So as we go along, we will add in expansions as we get good at the game, and it no longer challenges us. On the Brink does that. On the Brink was for that kind of thing. It adds in mutations so that the diseases mutate and change as they go along. It adds in a purple disease, so you got a 5th disease. It adds in kind of like the hidden traitor aspect that you see in so many games now, as in it adds in the bioterrorist. One person can be a bioterrorist. I don't think it's hidden. I think you choose it at the beginning, so that's a little different. But you can have a player who's a bioterrorist who's traveling around creating diseases and spreading the purple disease. And the other thing that it comes with in the box is little Petra dishes. It comes with little plastic Petra dishes to put your viruses in, that I'm sure y'all have seen if you've ever taken a micro class. The thing is, though, I always like to pimp my games. We've always talked about that, so I've got some Petra dishes of my own here. They are very easy. Working in the healthcare field, of course, it's really easy to get a hold of some. Plus, they're available very cheap on Amazon. I think a pack of like 20 of these is about $5 or something like that. So let's put the diseases in them, get it looking really sweet here. And here we are with some of the markers laid out. Over here you got the outbreak on the outbreak track. Of course, we got the beloved CDC and our beloved Atlanta there. Down here you got the cure markers ready to be placed down there as we cure the diseases. There's the infection track getting ready to move along and infect more cities. And then over here, look at how beautiful that is. Where you got the diseases all laid out, the viruses all laid out, and they're Petri dishes. I mean, isn't that sweet? Who wouldn't want to just grab a handful of nice, beautiful plastic disease and spread it across the board, huh? All right, fantastic. So there you go. That is Pandemic. And like I said, I am enjoying the game. I've been playing it, played a couple of solo games, and I also liked it enough to get the app on my phone as well. So hopefully y'all will be seeing some more of that on Tabletop Sim as we go along. Interspersed with Zombicide, of course, which we are, if I remember, we are actually in the middle of a game right now that we need to get back to in the next day or so. So we will progress along. And there you go, Pandemic. Hope you've enjoyed it. And we will see you next time. And hopefully down the road, we will see you with, see you as we open some expansions for it as well, as I get a hold of those and we go. So there you are. Thanks for coming along, and bye-bye.